And I remember those as well. I just remember looking at it and like, oh, this is made with real cheese. Good to know.
Right.
That's really good to know.
Like, oh, wonderful. You know,
I mean, thanks for telling
other
me.
pizzas.
Didn't think I needed you to tell me that, but I guess thank you for letting me know,
Yes.
Domino's.
Bet they don't have that on their box now.
Ooh.
Just saying.
Oh, that's
you know what?
disgusting.
That makes me want to go order a Domino's pizza just to look at the box, not necessarily to
Sure,
get
like
pizza.
you need an excuse to order pizza. Come on. Don't hide behind the truth.
I don't know. Maybe not. Let's start the show, shall we?
Yeah.
FX presents the Indoob podcast with your host, T. Sterling Watson.
Good morning, I almost said good morning, America. Wow, where am I?
Well, we are in America, so you're not
And this is true. Good morning, Indoobians is what I was supposed to say. Good morning, Indoobians. I'm T. Sterling Watson.
And I'm Kortney.
And this is the Indoob podcast. Thank you for stopping by. And we have a special guest, and this is why I try to cut you off really quickly. But this is, I think, the first time you've been on the podcast proper. We have Ariel.
Hey.
Woohoo.
Thank you.
Welcome.
You're very welcome. I wanted to do more of a introduction. Like, you've heard her on the Food Fight podcast. You've heard her on the Lost Dial podcast.
Oh my gosh.
You've heard her on some of the Patreon
yes.
podcasts.
I'm an OG.
Yes, you are. You are like the original pod sister of mine.
Aww.
Yeah.
Memories. Oh my gosh.
And now we are one, Ariel and I.
Yes. Love it.
That's great.
So yes.
Well,
so yes,
thank you for having me again.
Yes, it's been a long time coming, and I apologize it's taken this long to get you on the Indoob proper, as I remember constantly telling you I've got to get you on the podcast proper. And now here you are.
Yes.
And
so excited.
Getting to hang out. Yes. But since this is your first time, you do get the first timers question, which is the icebreaker brought to you by Ben and Jerry's. So Ben and Jerry's, they call you up.
I just had Ben and Jerry's the other day too.
Perfect.
Perfect. Yes. But they just, matter of fact, they found out you just had one of their delicious treats, and then they're like, "Hey, Ari, what's up?" And they're like, "We need a new flavor. What do you got? What do you got for us?"
Oh, this is the perfect question, because I always say if Ben and Jerry's were to come out with a new flavor, it should be banana pudding. I would
not have that?
Not that I know of.
Really?
I want the vanilla wafers. I want just the banana goodness, the ooey gooiness. I don't know how you guys like your banana pudding, but I like it like with condensed milk made with it and cream cheese mixed together, and it just tastes really, really good. I know that they can do it up, and so I want that flavor. But the most important part are the mushy wafers, and that's what I want.
I would agree. Like, for me, that's my favorite part.
Girl, yes, I have. I have.
Oh, I forgot. This is another fan appreciation guest who is a fan, and not only just a friend, but also a fan of the Indoob. So I'm sure she's aware of past submissions for Ben and Jerry treats. What is the name of your banana pudding?
Ooh, I didn't think of like an actual name, but I guess we could just call it Nana Pudding.
I like it.
It's simple.
Yeah,
to the point.
Yeah.
Or Nana Pudding swirl. Ben and Jerry's loves a swirl.
Okay.
That's true too.
I like that. I'll take it. I'll allow it.
What is the swirl? Is there like another, maybe like a
The swirl can be like a cream cheese swirl, or like we'll go with that, a cream cheese swirl.
All right. I think I'll take it. Now I can already hear my own family members just kind of like, I don't know. There's a word I'm trying to find, but they're almost calling me a hypocrite because I'm saying I like it, yet I don't like bananas. But I will eat banana pudding if there are no banana pieces in the pudding.
You know what? The funny thing is, when I make my banana pudding, I try to keep like not as many bananas as possible because I'm more about the wafers myself.
Me too. I want the soggy wafers that soaked up all the banana pudding, but I don't want any of those mushy bananas.
Right. See, we're here. We're here.
Y'all are just weird.
But yeah, that's great. I like it. And I think I keep saying it, but one day maybe I'll start submitting these to Ben & Jerry's, because I did find they have a submission page. So
I feel like I've already submitted the banana pudding one before. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I know that I have like at least a couple years ago. I was so gung-ho about it, but it hasn't come about yet.
They have not reached out to you. I think what they also do, they might make you your own personal one. So I might have to be careful.
Ooh, well I like that too.
Yeah, because if I submit it, or I submit something like somebody says on this podcast and I might not necessarily really want it, then I'm like, oh, great. Now I'm stuck with it. And I'm not the one who, because they'll be all something crazy like white chocolate with coconuts and I don't know, weird thing.
Gross.
Exactly.
So gross.
Exactly.
Yeah, they can keep that.
And I don't want to, offend people that actually like those things. I mean, if you like them, that's great.
Offend them so they don't make it.
Oh, well, that is that. Well, thank you so much for that. How is everybody doing today?
No, can't complain. It's October the 30th, and oops, sorry, broke the fourth wall, but it's a great time of year. I'm excited about Halloween. It's finally fall here, so I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm pretty good myself. I also have no complaints. Well, I'm lying. I have one minor complaint. Even though I do love the fall, today I had a wish that I was like, I really wish I could wear shorts. I just want the warm weather back.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Oh man,
you're not alone.
I'm in my element. I love this chilly weather, cold. Oh, love it.
It's bittersweet for me because I like wearing shorts, but then at the same time, I love hoodies. So it's mixed. And like the last couple of weeks, I've actually been able to do both because at work, I'll wear shorts and then I'll wear the hoodie. And I remember as a kid seeing people dress up this way and I'm like, why? They look so confused, but I get it now because dress in layers. So that way, if it's too warm for a hoodie, you just take that off and then you're good. But I don't want to take the hoodie off because it's one of the official Indoob hoodies. So, I got to represent.
Got to rock it.
I got to. And this would be a great place to put an ad right here to let you know that there are upcoming sales for the T Public store. So do check that out. I think like $14 tees and everything might be 20% off. So go check it out. And I think that starts November 1st when this episode comes out for about a week. So
hey, there we go.
Yeah,
that ain't bad.
Get on that. No, there will be more sales as well. I think they're having a Black Friday sale, this will be the first time I'm aware of it. But like, I think they might even be cheaper that time. So I'll be sure to send out links and things. But yeah, I'm well too. I'm doing well. Before I had to get away from my sales pitch there. I keep forgetting that Halloween hasn't happened only because
feels like it has, right?
Yes, there's so many Halloween celebrations, and I'm glad to say I'm not alone because you guys just confirmed it by Leslie Jones also tweeted that she when is Halloween? I felt like it happened already, and because Friday night I got to celebrate with the city of Portland, and there are all these they have this citywide event where it's all on Main Street. Everybody comes out, all the kids, they just walk up and down the street. There's some haunted houses, which I hear aren't really that haunted, but hey, whatever, it gets them in the building. Everybody passes out candy. So our church was there. We passed out candy. This was my first time actually participating with them. And I had a few scares because we had this bucket that sat on the table. But I guess the bucket was a little too close to the edge of the table where some kids, some aggressive, rowdy, too excited kids just kind of thought that it's like, oh, it's a free-for-all. Let's just all put our hands in there. I'm like, no, let's not do that. And it kind of kept scaring me. So I kept moving it backwards. So I don't know, they still just kept coming in further and further to try to get their hands into the jar. And
well, if you make it easy for them, then of course, I would have done the same thing. If it's sitting out there, it's just candy sitting out there and you're passing it out anyway.
It wasn't just sitting out there. That's where I was getting the candy from to pass out to them. Like, hey, little kid, I gotcha. Calm down. And in fact, that's actually something I said. And then somebody behind me heard me and just started laughing because I'm just talking to these children like they're regular people. So, but I had to keep the peace because it was getting too much, but it was a lot of fun. And I was trying to do a count of all the different costumes. I was trying to do a witch count for you, Kortney. And at one point it just got too out of hand and I couldn't keep up.
Wow.
But, it was that many witches?
Well, it was just that many people. Like they would come in like waves and hordes of people. And then all of a sudden these kids are just like, trick or treat, trick or treat, trick or treat. And then it was just like, okay, let me get you. And then we ran out of candy at one point. And then we had some more candy come in. And then we just had to I was trying to divvy out candy in a very logical way. Like if you were small and like cute and you had no candy in your bag, then maybe I'll give you a little more. But if your bag was like maybe just not even a bag, like part of your, like a little, like a small little pocket sized container, then I'm just going to give you one candy, because if I give you more than that, you'll be done. You can't collect any more candy. If you have an open hand out and not like your bag, I'm just going to give you one candy because you got tiny hands.
That's really rude. That's so rude and disrespectful.
Wait, is it rude to hold out your hand?
Yeah, if they just held out their hand and not like, okay, that's not all of me. One of my other associates who was passing out candy, she got a little too like, I want to call it parenty, because she was like, where's your bag? Where's your bag? Like, because I guess she was looking for their bag so that she could put the candy in it. And we were like, just give them the candy. They can find their bag later. But I also was judging it based on their costumes too, because if their costumes were just very lame, like all they had was like,
come on,
like blood splattered t-shirt. I'm like, come on, try harder.
Halloween politics. This is just
that's what it was. I mean, they got to learn. This is,
got to work for their candy. Is that what you're basically saying?
Yes, they do. They do have to work for the candy.
Man.
And,
no handouts.
Yeah, but
no handouts for a handout.
Next year, though, I'm going to take a better count, because I want to count how many times I have to hear parents say, "What do you say?" or just say thank you. And yeah, because that was too many times, and I just found myself, whenever they said trick or treat, I said you're welcome, and I just kind of kept saying you're welcome each time.
See, that's a handout. They should learn manners.
That is true. And by maybe 6:30, I kind of stopped caring as much, because we were just trying to get rid of the rest of the candy that we had, because it was starting to get chilly. It was a really nice day out, by the way, too. It was just beautiful. But bugs were still active, and I think one bit my neck, so I'm pretty sure that was a vampire. So,
well, of course.
Yeah, not a fan of that.
See you after dark.
Yeah, it was pretty much, but it was fun. I did have a lot of fun. So next year I do want to keep count of all these things. Spider-Man is still very, very ultra popular. I was expecting to see more Wonder Woman, but Spider-Man beat that out. Spider-Man and Spider-Girl, because there were quite a few Spider-Women or Spider-Girls.
That's good.
Cool. So
That's
yeah,
good.
and some great creative costumes. I saw a kid in a wheelchair. His parents made it into a pirate ship, made him a pirate. So I thought that was awesome.
That's
so
awesome.
there were a lot of good ones out there. So I wish I was able to take pictures, but I couldn't take pictures and like try to manage these greedy little children. So yeah.
What candy did you give out?
At first, what we did with the church, we had people send in donations of candy. I bought a lot of it, and then we had them in little bags. We had little cards with our church name on it, so they could find us later. So I would say that we were giving out some good stuff, because we had like little bags of candy that we were giving out.
Wow!
And like there was M&Ms, Twizzlers, I mean, the works, you name it. It wasn't until the second wave of candy that my dad went to go get where things got a little weird. And I say weird because two things happened. One, I kept grabbing the same candy, which were either Whoppers or Milk Duds.
Oh
no,
Milk Duds are cool, but Whoppers.
I didn't know they still made Whoppers.
Yeah, they only come out at Halloween time, so
that's probably their whole like annual,
right?
Like they make their number.
Right.
Same thing with Smarties.
Oh goodness! I mean, when I was a kid, I think I liked them for a little while, Smarties, but they're like, I gotta take my pills, and then like, I don't like these anymore.
Me too. It is like such an ashy candy.
It is. I don't get it yet. I will down a pack of Pez as long as it has a dispenser, because I mean it's Pez dispenser, why not? But my dad got those candies. And then the other problem I had with these children is I felt their judgment whenever I put candy in their bag. All of a sudden, their head would drop and look in the bag as if to suggest, like, this is it. Like, are you not giving me more? And I'm like, dude, do you see how much candy I have? Like, I only have half a barrel left. Move. At least you got something. Just take what I give you. In fact, the parents said that. It's like, take what they give you. But yeah, there was Whoppers, there was Milk Duds. And the thing about the Milk Duds is they come in these yellow boxes. I want to say large yellow boxes because you put your hand on the barrel. Those are the only things you kind of grab at the time. There's these other smaller little candies like Jolly Ranchers. What else was in the second wave? I don't know, just smaller little candies, but they were name brand stuff. So it wasn't like that weird candy that has no name and just like one color wrapper thing. And they were quality candies, I guess, Milk Duds and Whoppers aside, but there just seemed to be a lot more of those.
Milk Duds used to be my jam.
Yeah,
when it came to movie time.
Yeah,
I've grown to appreciate them, but as a kid back then, like whenever I got them, I would just pass them off or just not eat them because I didn't understand what they were. But I was very picky as a child. Still am today, but whatever. I eat more stuff today. So yeah, I gave those out until we ran out, because as soon as like the last horde left, we're like, okay, let's just leave because we don't have enough for everyone else whenever they come around. There was people who was dancing in the street. Just a whole bunch of activities going on, which was pretty cool. So it was a fun night. I'm sure there are pictures and video that exist, and I'm supposed to be doing something with them. So if you want to see them, just check out the Grace and Mercy Family Ministries Facebook page and or our website. Those will be up eventually whenever I get around to it. So yeah.
By next Halloween, they'll be up?
Yeah. Oh. Yes, by next Halloween. Yes. That is how it works.
You ain't had to do them like that.
Well, she knows me pretty well, so that's how it happens sometimes. Two more Halloween related things. Because I know a lot of TV channels, they would like to celebrate Halloween by showing like their favorite horror movies or episodes of TV shows that are Halloween themed. But I found that the Hallmark Channel and Hallmark Movie Channel decided to have they skipped it entirely.
Yeah. You know how I know that?
Yeah, how do you know?
Because my beloved mother loves Hallmark and she knows it's cheesy, and that's exactly why she watches it. Because she's like, it's predictable and it's easy. I don't have to think about anything. It's just good. Yeah. So I know that they have, and I'm sorry if I'm stealing your thunder, but I have feelings about this. So
yeah, take it away.
So I'm all about Christmas. It's one of my favorite holidays, and so like I'm all about the countdown to Christmas, which they do have. Hallmark does. They have Countdown to Christmas. Lots of good stuff. And so to my surprise, and maybe I'm just acting brand new, but they just had I don't even think they called it anything special. They just were playing Christmas movies all weekend long. And I'm just like, how? But wait, because I know they have special fall movies that are not necessarily Thanksgiving, and they're not necessarily Halloween, but they're like harvest type movies.
Yes.
And so, and that's cool. But I was legit shocked that none of them were playing. It was all Christmas 24. I mean, like the whole weekend. So I'm like, what is going on? Because they still have their countdown to Christmas, which I think is over the Thanksgiving. It's either close to Thanksgiving or like the Thanksgiving weekend. It's something like that where it's like more appropriate to actually count down to Christmas. And
right.
so it just was amazing to me the amount of Christmas music I heard this weekend.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Pretty soon, Christmas in July is going to be a real thing.
I don't.
Yeah. I mean, I don't hate Christmas in July because that's what.
They
oh
have that
what
too.
are they called now?
Wait, Hallmark has Christmas in July.
I believe they have a Christmas in July for real. Like it's a weekend, I think, in July.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Will they play Christmas movies? I mean, they love Christmas movies, and that's like their staple, and that's their bread and butter, which is great. But I just like, how disrespectful are you going to be to just completely skip over Halloween and completely skip over Thanksgiving and like fall and harvest? Like,
well,
bro,
they did play a couple of them because
I don't know.
They had a few like harvest ones, Thanksgiving ones. And I only know this because I was in shock when I looked through the guide, because normally sometimes my routine for like winding down for the night, I'll watch like Golden Girls and Frasier and all those sitcoms that come on that channel at that, like every day, every night. It's always those. And they're throwing me off because they have all these Christmas movies. I don't want to see that. I want to.
I did see on the Hallmark Channel the other day when I was watching Frasier that it had like a little, I guess, ticker at the bottom that said like, you know, Dr. Frasier Crane will be out for like the next however many weeks because they'll be playing all these Christmas movies. And I was like, word? Wait. They really like announced it like that?
It's basically a countdown. Yeah, countdown to Christmas. I mean, it's a real thing. Like they love Christmas, and I mean they do it well. Like, you know, a Hallmark movie has its own formula, and I mean it does. It follows a formula, and you literally know it. I mean, but it's a proven to win type formula. Like it works for them.
There's going to be 7 movies starring Tori Spelling.
They were probably all shot this year, but that's okay.
Or what's her name? Lacey Chabert.
Yes, her too.
Also, what's her name from what's her name? She used to be Winnie on Wonder Years. I forget
that
her
girl,
name.
The math girl.
Is that who she is? Math girl?
I think I mean, I love books. She wrote a math book, like teaching.
I think so. Yeah.
I don't remember what her name is though.
We're gonna have to look that up. She's one, and Candace Bure, DJ from Full House. She's also a Hallmark staple. Now those are just the girls. I don't know the guys, so I don't know them by name, I should say.
We got our Christmas.
To me, they're all generic.
Yeah, those are the Christmas angels.
They all look the same to me for the most part, but their movies, like Hallmark movies, to me they're like the same thing as Lifetime movies, except without all the drama and the "my husband kidnapped me," or it's all the happy stuff. So it's
right. Yeah. Like what do we get for Christmas? Someone's lost in the mall. Grandpa's coming home.
Right. I need a grandpa for Christmas. That kind of thing.
Sometimes I need a husband for Christmas. Let's not forget that too.
True.
You're right.
Send me a man.
Okay. Did you say Santa send me a man?
Yes.
I think that's the title of one of their movies.
Oh my gosh.
maybe not to the letter, but there's something. I mean, there's at least a good like 10% of the Christmas movies that fall under that premise.
I'm gonna go right.
But the way she said it, it sounds like it might have been produced by Tyler Perry. So
I know. In my mind, I'm like, that could have been on TV One.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or go straight to Amazon because our good friend Stephanie likes to watch some of these crazy movies produced by Black folk. It's they're out there, but they're, oh my goodness, they're crazy.
Yeah. Only thing I don't like about
Santa
Hallmark.
Sent Me a Man was on there.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about Hallmark is the blatant lack of diversity.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen only a handful of movies with Black folks in them, and 0 of them are led by Black people. So I hate that. But I also am aware that Hallmark is not, I mean, they're catering to their target audience, which is like middle-aged white women or my mom.
Yeah.
Who just likes cheesy movies. But I just wish that one day my dream is to see a cheesy Christmas movie with starring a Black woman who's happy.
Yeah, I think Megan Good is due for one.
Yeah, especially since she's kind of turned a new leaf, and that's like, it seems like it's more up her alley now.
Yeah,
just like in her personal life. But I think she could pull that off.
I agree.
So too.
I agree.
So
pretty much all the a good chunk of the stars that were on UPN back in the day that they could probably come around.
Yes, Essence Atkins, her too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had put Hallmark into Google, and the first thing that popped up was Christmas movies.
Oh yeah, it's their bread and butter.
Not even cards anymore. Like, does anyone ever get Hallmark cards?
Well, but it's really a. I mean, I have to hand it to Hallmark. Their branding and their whole business model is genius, because didn't they start with the stores? They started with the cards, and then they had the stores, I think. And then that spanned into their channels plural.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, it really is a brilliant marketing and business setup, because they've taken a holiday and have literally made it their own. Like, I feel like Hallmark probably invented Christmas. And they are, I mean, that's their cash cow. So I have to hand it to them. They do it big, and they are not ashamed of that.
Wow. I might need like a true Hollywood story for Hallmark itself. Like,
that would be good.
From their rise to power and how they cornered the Christmas market.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It's theirs. Like, I remember when, I don't know how long ago it was, but like AT&T changed their packaging a little bit, and you know how TV, or rather, I guess TV providers will change their, as contracts are made or fall through or whatever, providers will change their
like their TV lineup.
Yeah, well, not so much their lineup, but like it was when Hallmark was no longer in, let's say, the first package. They were not in the basic package anymore. They moved up to one of the higher packages. And like, I had a friend who was working at AT&T, and when the news spread, he said he received so many angry calls from a certain demographic who were really and truly upset, because they no longer had Hallmark, and they didn't want to have to go up to, like the next 2 levels and pay all that money just for one channel. And so ever since then, that's when I really knew the power of Hallmark, and really just the power. I mean, you know how it is. If your show gets canceled, you're sad about it, or if something changes, I take it personally. But it just really went to show, like, this is not a game. People really love this stuff, and they're going to watch it and support it for as long as they possibly can. So it's how I want to be, I do. I want to model my whole career after Hallmark and their Christmas movies.
That would be great.
Wow.
They should just put Hallmark right after CBS across all cable networks and like across the board.
Yeah. There's more money in cable, though. That's probably why they do the things they do, I would think. I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure. I'm just saying, out of convenience. It's just like, why not just flip to these 2 channels and have them right next to each other? Right. It's like 3 and 4, or whatever.
I feel
that would be that would make a lot of sense. I see where your line of thought is on that one.
They should they should just make an old people package, like, that has CBS, Hallmark. What's the other one? Ion. I don't know.
That hurt a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. You
It's
have
okay.
an old
It's all right.
soul.
That is true. Because I mean, I thought what you were about to say next might have been Turner Classic Movies. Because
you know what? Let's throw it in there now that you mention it.
So I would still be getting this package then, because I would
still get it. Yeah.
I would still watch these channels, CBS and Hallmark included. But I'm not watching it for the movies.
Sure.
We don't have to call it. We don't have to call it the old people package. We can call it like the seasoned watcher or
seasoned viewer,
something like that. Yes, a seasoned viewer. Exactly. Yes. I'm gonna bring it up.
As long as Golden Girls, I need you to include Golden Girls, which I know is Hallmark, but it also comes on other channels. So just I don't care what channel it's associated with, just as long as it's in the package. Because I need it in my life.
We love it. We love Gigi. We'll clump them all together. We gotta clump.
TV Land is going in the package too?
TV Land can go in there too. Yeah. Even though they've been trying to zhuzh it up with their younger programming, which it got me for a second. I'm not gonna lie, but but yeah, we could throw it in there too.
I think Friends is on there now. Like they're showing.
They're doing too much.
Mm-hmm. Like, what's the point of TV Land if like you're just gonna play all new shows? Like it's just a regular channel now.
No, nothing.
Where's my Green Acres? I need my Green Acres.
Right.
I need Maude. Where's Maude?
Yeah.
Maude used to be on there.
Yes, that's right. I love Lucy. We need Dick Van Dyke.
I love
Lucy.
That's on Hallmark.
It is on Hallmark.
There.
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right.
And really, yeah. So we're good there.
And let's just
that's how I know I've been home.
Let's just throw Judge Judy in there too.
Just for kicks and giggles.
Yeah.
Grins and giggles.
Yep. I love my Judge Judy now. So give
you can have it, Judge Judy.
Thank you.
You can have it.
Thank you. I love her. So much.
There was a time where there was an influx of just all of these court shows, and like some random so-called lawyer, but judge had their own show, and I don't know who they are. And I don't know if they have as many shows now. And like Judge Joe Brown had one, and then some other
Judge Mathis.
Yes, Mathis.
Judge
everybody
Alex.
had it.
Yeah, there were so many.
It just used to be People's Court. That's all we needed. But now everybody's got a show.
Dum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, everybody has a show, and I think they even had a channel. At one point, there was Court TV, which changed into True TV.
They did.
Right, they did. That was ridiculous. Like,
why? Yes. But now True TV is its own thing. Like, it's not even, I don't think you have court shows anymore, but they have mostly just Impractical Jokers and Adam Ruins Everything, which is one of my new favorite shows. So... yeah,
they also have like, I thought True TV also had like not mysteries, but like solving murders and stuff like that. Don't they have shows like that? No.
They may used to. I don't know if they still do, but they also have the ID Network, which is where all of that stuff was.
Okay, yes, you're right. They did kind of.
And I know way too many people that tend to watch that. And I'm like, why are you watching that all the time? Are you thinking of killing someone and trying to get away with it, or what's happening?
Right.
Why is this an obsession for you?
Just interested.
Keep one eye open.
I don't know. I get
know.
concerned sometimes. Yeah, that's true. That is very true. My last Halloween thing here is, I don't know if it's been happening like in your local news, but here in Connecticut, there have been people trying to see if they can get something changed so they can celebrate Halloween Friday or Saturday, so that way the kids can just, no matter what day, it's the last weekend or last Friday or Saturday of October versus the 31st.
Who said that? That's dumb.
That's too much.
You want to know who said it? It's the same people who order the package that has the Hallmark channels in it.
The same people who wanted to reschedule the eclipse viewing party
to
the weekend. Did you not hear about that?
Oh my God.
Really? I did not hear about that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
How does that work?
For the big, huge American solar eclipse this year, everybody's getting hype about it, and they're scheduling all these watch parties. Well, it happened on a Tuesday or
a Tuesday.
I think it was like a Monday or something.
It was in the middle of the week though. It wasn't, so kids are in school, everybody's at work, yada yada. there's a very concerned parent who's like, I really want my kid to attend the viewing party. It's such a momentous occasion, but they have school, and I would hate, for that for the viewing party to interrupt with that. Can you please reschedule the eclipse viewing party for a day that's more convenient to me and my child, ma'am? You literally cannot. I think it was like a school event or a library event. It was some type of event that was that was being hosted by let's just say a library, and she felt that was such an inconvenience, and could they please reschedule because school. Ma'am, you can't. No.
This is when you know that mom needs some more like me time, because she done lost her marbles if she thought that you could just push something on the mommy calendar. It's not. It's not possible. It's not a thing. You can't.
You literally cannot reschedule the sun. That's something that we have not been able to do yet.
It has one job. It does not multitask.
And it doesn't.
And it also doesn't care what
your wishes. It just doesn't. It's not how it works.
It doesn't care what you think. Like, I'm going to shine, and that is it.
That is it.
I thought you were going to say that she needs more education or just more science to understand, but
no.
Yeah,
no.
She needs all. She needs
Jesus and Allah and the moon. I don't know.
And a bath.
And probably, yeah.
Just relax.
Some salt bath, those bath salts, so she can jazz some sade or something.
Yes. She needs a healthy dose of the Hallmark Channel.
Yes, she does. Or maybe she's watched too much. It's like, there are other channels. Can we move on? Hey, flip over to the next channel. That's the Science Channel. That'll explain everything for you.
We'll break it down for you.
Oh, because they went crazy, the Science Channel, for this eclipse. Like, they had special live segments and things, which I know because I DVR'd because I'm a nerd. So they went all out. Like, this is our day. We're the Science Channel. We got you. And they did. It was. I applaud them, and I did see what they did, though, for one show, what they labeled as new, but all they did was just add little live inserts to it. I'm like, I've already seen this special. What are you doing? Stop trying to pass off something you showed like a month ago. Hey. But it's okay. I forgive them. It's okay.
Jeez, being so hard on them. Like, let them live their best life.
I'm paying for all these channels. I want to see some new content. So get my money. Get better, see, that's someone I can write to. I can't write to the sun, but at least
like, because the sun literally does not care.
Exactly.
Literally, it doesn't.
I'll send my little letter and then just gone before it even makes it. Like,
right. Like, girl,
you want zero bothers? I will give you zero.
Goodbye.
Well, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we have a little bit more, not necessarily Halloween, but festive stuff to chat about. So right after this quick message, we'll be right back with the Indoob podcast.
The Indoob podcast.
Hey everybody, it's Valkyrie.
And Lolo.
And we're your two favorite literary lushes from the hilarious Drunk on Books podcast. We would like to invite you to join us each week as we break down some great books while under the influence of our favorite alcohols. You can find us on Twitter at drunkonpodcast or at our website, which is drunkonpodcast.wordpress.com. As always, please remember that we are not safe for work, so please hide your mama, your kids, your granddaddy, and don't be listening to it at work without your headphones, because I'm pretty sure you're going to get written up.
And welcome back to the Indoob podcast. Kortney, you gave me this idea a while ago, and I'm going to take the blame here. I dropped the ball. We missed Hispanic Heritage Month, so so in lieu of a Black History fact, we're going to do, I guess, technically two. Not Black History. What is it? Latin X history or Hispanic history.
Okay.
Fact.
Yeah.
And First of all, the first fact is Hispanic Heritage Month is not 1 month, but it's actually, I guess, 2. It's celebrated between September 15th and October 15th. It started with a week in September.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, specifically September 15th, because a handful of countries had been liberated or celebrated their independence, put it that way.
Yeah.
That started September the 15th, and then a couple other countries followed suit, I think, a couple days after that. So I guess that's where the week came from, but I think it wasn't until Ronald Reagan made it a whole month. Like, it's law that it's Hispanic Heritage Month, which I thought was interesting. Like, oh, okay, well, it's law. So within that month, a lot of people celebrate different historical figures in the Latin communities or from everywhere, basically, that they've made an impact in America, or I think even the world. I did a little bit of research on it. And even on Wikipedia, they actually mentioned Arkansas, where they have a festival and write the city name down. But they kind of really go all out.
Sweet.
And I just wanted to acknowledge that and say hello to all of our Hispanic listeners and fans and friends.
They're
and
awesome.
Yes. And also to our Hispanic friends, and actually I think everybody can celebrate this, but the Day of the Dead, or the Dia de los Muertos, which is the Day of the Dead. So that is celebrated between October 31st and November 2nd, right in the middle when this episode comes out. So we could be celebrating now. So if you see people dressed up or have painted skeletons on, it's not anything scary. They're celebrating their loved ones that have passed away, and their life. They will go to their grave site or the graveyard and like put flowers and all this festive things. And I don't want to say they dance around the grave, but they're really just celebrating their. Yes, it's a great, joyous time. I've watched a couple of videos of other celebrations, and I thought it was just Mexico, but it actually is a lot of South America and Central America, and even in North America, celebrate it here too. So I think even more celebration or acknowledgement is the next Pixar movie is all about the Day of the Dead. It's called Coco.
Sure is.
Amazing.
That's coming out in around Thanksgiving time. So, I mean, hey, at least it's in the same month. So it's like, hey, why didn't you do a little sooner? But trying to get that holiday cash, I guess.
Yeah, that's what it is. Capitalism.
It is. But I look forward to seeing that, because that'll give me more kind of insight other than the research that I've done, which I just gave you just like the surface level of it. But
there's a lot more.
So there is a lot more. A lot more Spanish words that I can probably say, but I just did not write down. So I just like it's there. You can look it up.
Sweet.
But yeah, that is our Hispanic history fact, or facts, because I gave you two. Because I was curious why Hispanic Heritage Month is not like, say, February, where it's an actual month where it's divided into two, but that's why. It's because and that's every year. So maybe next year we'll catch it in time.
Yeah.
But there you have it.
Awesome.
I think one year maybe I might want to celebrate that. Like, I don't know if I want to go to a grave site or find any of my loved ones that have been buried.
You should totally do it.
It's the safest place you can be.
For real. Like, they're not going to hurt you.
This is true. Although that is part of the whole history or culture of it, where they believe that their loved ones will rise from the grave between that time and, I guess, celebrate with you.
They still won't hurt you, though.
No, they won't. Or at least you hope not. So it's like, oh, no, your uncle is down 3 grave sites that way. So please stop dancing on my grave. But yeah, that is that. I do have a Ask Indoob question.
of those letters. Let's find out what you got to say.
Oh boy!
Mailman, mail today.
All right.
So this question comes in through email. I work at a place where I visit several other departments during my route. Just delivering stuff or something. Every once in a while, one department has cake in their break room area, and a lot of the time it's unattended. Can I have some of this cake? Is it for everyone?
You're walking on thin ice, my friend. So you don't have like, I know they're not live, but follow-up question. So do you have like a designated place that, like your designated space, like, because it sounds like you go into several spaces, but you don't have necessarily a designated like break room or like office or whatever.
Right.
Like if you don't have a designated space
to eat the cake?
No, to like where you're supposed to go to eat your lunch or take a break, grab some coffee or something. If you do not have a designated space like that, or have not been given express permission by somebody who's, that is their designated like space where the cake is.
Yeah. Where they invite you.
Right. And say, hey, yeah, grab a piece. We have plenty. Or just, go for it. I don't know. You're kind of walking on shaky ground there. People get really weird about that stuff, like their food and stuff.
I say if you have a good rapport with the people in those departments as you're delivering things, like if you're just delivering things and not speaking to anybody, then I probably wouldn't suggest having a slice of cake. But if you're just like, oh, hey, Tasha girl, and you like catch up a little bit or something, and then they see you eating the cake or you want some cake, I feel like it's okay to have a little bit of cake or a piece of cake, whatever. And it won't be seen as weird. But if you're like standoffish and don't speak to anything, you just deliver whatever you have to deliver, don't eat the cake.
Don't eat the cake.
I agree with both of you. I definitely say if you do have a rapport with them or they know you, or even better, if they invite you to like, hey, make sure you grab a piece of cake, because this actually has happened to me in one of the buildings I work in, and they'll let me know like we got donuts, make sure you grab a donut, and or they'll have like a potluck or some kind of luncheon. They'll say, you make sure you get a plate. Did you get a plate? And like 4 people will ask me if I got a plate. And
because they trying to get rid of it and they want to feed you.
It's between those reasons. Yeah.
I'm that person. I'm always trying to get rid of the food and make sure, just make sure everybody's included.
Yeah. And what's really nice about them is though they let me know, it's like, yeah, you're part of the team, even though you're not officially our department, but you are part of our team. So they make me feel really included, and it gives me the warm fuzzies. I'm like, oh, they like me. So I try to make sure I show up and get a couple things, even though like, I stay away from if there's any potato salad, because I don't know who made it. So I'm not sure what's in it. If I see some, weird eggs, I'm definitely not going in there. So, but safe stuff, meatballs. But I mean, that's a whole luncheon. We're just talking about some cake that's left out somewhere, which I do also have had something that happened at the radio station, but that is different because it's like I'm actually alone in the building, and there is like leftover cake. The station had a fundraising event recently. So they had all these snacks and things all left out on the table. So free cake, cookies and drinks and everything. So I did partake. It was a chocolate cake with chocolate frosting. I'm not crazy about chocolate, but it was a little bit of a tough night. And I'm like, you know what? I deserve this. This is what I need right now. It's too much chocolate frosting though. And yes, there is such a thing. Because
Yeah.
Especially if you don't have any milk. And I didn't have any milk, so that made me a little sad. But the cake wasn't bad. It was nice and moist and delicious. So that is a different exception.
I have another suggestion.
Okay.
Just like bring up the cake before you make your delivery. Like if you see the cake in the kitchen or something like that, and you're on your delivery, be like, "Oh my gosh, I see the cake. Whose birthday is it?"
Mm-hmm.
And then that person can say like, "Oh, it's Brian's birthday." You know, you can. Why don't you just have a slice? You know, that leaves it open for them to offer it to you, versus you having to sneak around and be like, "Well, should I have this?" Or just come out in the open and be like, "Can I have some cake?" Because you really want some cake. Like, leave it up to them. Leave it in their hands.
Put the ball in the court.
That'd be really uncomfortable if all of a sudden you were like, "Hey, it's whose birthday is it?" And it's like, "Oh, it's Brian's," and then just leave it at that. I'm like, "Oh,
yeah." Then you know you can't have any cake.
You're not invited to the party. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
at least you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that answers the question.
What you do after that is in your hands.
Because that didn't detail whether or not like there were like a stack of plates and some forks, so you can actually take the cake and leave it and go. But it was just best.
The only thing about that is you would have to be like super stealthy. You don't want to get caught, because then that's a whole nother thing you don't want to be involved with. Plus, if it's like homemade, you need to maybe know who homemade it, and
true.
You know. Because we can't eat everybody's food, so you know it gets really dicey if you just sneak it ninja style and just go for it. I'm an advocate of being a rebel, but sometimes you just gotta play it safe, and you should just do things in good.
There are certain lines you shouldn't cross.
Yeah.
Because that could be one of them. I mean, this break room could be in the center of like an office space.
Right. Where you have to walk through the rest of the office to get out with your stolen cake.
Yeah. Right. And like, "Hey, who are you? Where did you get this? This cake isn't for you." And it just goes sour really fast.
What cake?
So bad. Right. Because you have crumbs and icing on your lip and stuff. Yeah, that's bad. All bad.
Or you're just brazen and walking away with the plated cake, and then you're like, "What? Do you want me to put it back?" Just
when in doubt, just say, "I thought it was community cake."
True.
Yeah.
True.
Mm-hmm. That's all you gotta do.
Or you can also do is like, Ted told me this cake was here, and I mean, hopefully there's a Ted, a better name, and
Linda. There's always a Linda.
Yes.
Oh.
There's always a Linda.
Linda said I could have cake. The only way that could backfire on you is if you are speaking to Linda and Linda does not know you.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well, in my office,
that would be perfect.
In my office, there's always multiple Lindas, so
that's even better.
I mean, sometimes it works out in your favor.
Mm-hmm. Or just be not sure. It's like, I think her name is Linda or Susan, because there's always, if there's not a Linda, there might be a Susan.
Mm-hmm.
So there's
and she sits over there, just a real general.
Right.
Over, you just wave your hand or wave your arm around, so you kind of reach every direction.
And that way you're not lying.
This lady,
right.
Yeah. There was that lady who's got the shoes and that thing that she was wearing. That's the one who told me, and she's over there. So, but if you're going to do that, you have to be confident and just speak with conviction. It's like, it was Linda that told me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lisa Rinna from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills would say, "Own it, baby, own it."
Just like that too.
Just like that.
Linda told me I could have it. Linda, talk to her. So yeah, that's what you got to do.
That was perfect. That was a really good impression.
You heard it here, folks. You heard it here first, folks.
That's how you get your free cake. So yes.
Another letter from our listener, Dave.
But yeah, speaking of being at the station over the weekend, I had kind of ran off with a newspaper because they just have a whole bunch of them just hanging around in the break room anyway. So they had the Wall Street Journal, and they have 101 things to do before you die, and in parentheses, at age 101.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking about making this a new segment either on Patreon or the podcast proper. And just want to read just a couple of them. So I'm not going to read all 101 because I actually started recording some of them. And I'm like, oh my God, it took me it only took me 2 minutes to read 10. But still, some of these have words I don't even know what they are. But some of them are pretty interesting. So I'm going to give you the first 5 things to do, 101 things to do before you die. I've already read the entire list. I can cross off at least maybe 6 of them. So I'm like, okay, I guess I have a good start. Drive cross country, any country. That's number 1. So, and I liked how they put at any country because, anywhere. Go across Canada or a
smaller country.
Right.
Smaller,
that counts.
Like Chile, because that's a very thin country. So I don't know, half an hour drive. I have no idea. I think it's all mountains. Number 2, run for local office. If it's not a good fit, you can always derail yourself with a public scandal.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
But sometimes those scandals, they get you in
favor?
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's not delve too much into the real.
Oh,
so.
Okay.
Moving on.
All right.
Yeah, moving on to something safer, which is number 3. Pet a cheetah, an old, slow, unhungry one.
Oh, okay. With no teeth, right?
Yeah, with no teeth. Maybe one that's asleep. But again, make sure it's old, it's slow, not hungry. It needs its cheetah dentures. So
I would love to do that one. Cheetahs are my favorite animal.
They're cool.
They're pretty dope.
I did see at least one cheetah at Halloween so far. Ooh. But it was actually one of the Hallmark moms just wearing, I guess, stuff that she found. Because I guess everything's cheetah print. So.
Oh, God.
Okay. All right.
I don't know about that. That doesn't count.
Yeah. Okay, it could actually be some just other kind of mom, just one that just I love cheetah print and everything is cheetah print. You go to their house, they got cheetah print, everything.
Now,
like,
if she was dressed as a cheetah girl, then props to her. But if she just has a cheetah print, no, that's not original. It was enough.
Cheetah leggings, a cheetah hoodie, not even the ears. Like if you gave me the ears,
no, that's just her regular wardrobe.
Hard pass.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think that's what it was.
That's just out of her closet.
If I could give half a candy, I would, but that makes it like
can't have nice things, can we?
That's her sexy PTA outfit. I know your style, Linda.
Yeah, that is a Linda. That is, she hasn't reached full Linda yet because she probably works in an office. Yeah, I think she does. Which that was something, a meme that was going around that I did enjoy on Twitter. Something that you're afraid of, and then add the word sexy in front of it. So that for me was kind of fun to kind of think of things. Pretty sure there's a lot of sexy spiders out there. That would be your Halloween costume.
Yeah.
So whatever that would be. And I don't know how exactly you can make a tornado sexy, but I don't know. Somebody work on that. Because I may have a slight fear of tornadoes. Anyway, number 4, rank your neighborhood bakeries. I like this one, by the way. Rank your neighborhood bakeries. Taste everything they bake, because you're thorough. So that is one I think I have to work on. Number 5, investigate a family mystery. If you solve it, keep the answer to yourself.
Ooh.
Yes, I like it. So yeah, that's just 5 out of 101. So I'm thinking about doing a, still a special segment. They'll probably be pre-recorded. So some of these I can kind of figure out how to say them because there's some of them I don't know how to say because they involve going to another country and trying a specific dish. Mm-hmm. And like, I don't know how to say this or if it's even any good, but hey, that's the point of living. It's all about living a full active life until the ripe old age of 101.
Yep.
Very nice.
That is that. So now we're going to take another quick break. And when we return, we'll be back to the show when we return on the Indoob podcast.
The Indoob podcast.
Hey, this is Stephanie Williams on the Lemonade Podcast and Let Go Let Flow, one half of Miss C-Nice's Uninformed Afro, which I co-host with creator of BlackGirlNerds.com and the BGM podcast, Jamie Broadnex. We're back for season 2 of MKUA. For those of you that might be unfamiliar, we are a podcast that talks about Black superheroines and Black women characters in comics. We discuss their origin stories, character development, well-known story arcs, obscure story arcs, and, well, of course, we discuss their hair. I mean, we are Misty Knight's Uninformed Afro. This season, we're featuring Alien Defiance's Zula Hendricks, Bitch Planet's Penny Roll, Milestone's Rocket, Saga's Gwendolyn, Frank Miller's Martha Washington, DC's Nubia, and we also have a surprise character, but can't say anything about it yet. Just the mystery. Just like our first season, we're hoping that you walk away more knowledgeable of these women and walk away with the thirst to get to know them better. So please, pull up a seat, get comfy, and we'll meet you on the other side of the dryer.
And welcome back to the Indoob podcast. That was a lovely break. I enjoyed that break. I was able to learn so much. I got a tall glass of water and everything. I'm kidding. I had to do all that.
Very thorough.
That was a productive break.
It was. I mean, there was only, 30 seconds?
Yeah.
Maybe a minute?
Call him the Flash.
Right.
I was going to say, that's on right now, but no, it's Monday, which we've already broken the wall of time. So it's Monday, October 30th. The Gifted is on, or maybe it came on already. Doesn't matter. That's what DVR is for. So we can record all of these lovely TV shows and Hallmark movies.
Right, because you can't get enough of that.
No.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. So I actually want to put this out to the listeners. So if you've got questions or suggestions or questions, or just want to share love, you can send a tweet, send an email, use the hashtag AskIndoob, and email indoobpod@gmail.com. But specifically, if you were to come up with a Hallmark movie, a Christmas movie, what would you call it? And we'll see if it actually already exists. But what would you call it? Who would be in it? I almost want to say what would it be about, but it almost doesn't matter. I think all the plots are the same.
Yeah,
mostly. Pretty
much.
Instead of Julie, it's Laura who's looking for a man, or
Santa, send me a man.
I still have the titles up. I'm just gonna read a couple of the Hallmark Christmas movies. You've got A Very Merry Mix-Up.
Okay.
The 9 Lives of Christmas.
Okay.
A Christmas Melody.
Seen that one.
Okay. Fur Crazy, and that's FIR, like the tree.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, right.
Okay,
here it is. A Boyfriend for Christmas.
Ha!
There we go.
Close enough.
And another good one, a classic flick, Moonlight and Mistletoe.
Oh, that's romantic.
Mm-hmm.
That's super.
But I do know that if a boyfriend for Christmas, if it was the black version, it would be a man for Christmas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or something like, I don't know, Christmas Bay or Christmas Boo, something to that effect.
Bay.
Uh-uh.
So that's what I want. Listeners
Bay.
Santa Bay. That's the one.
Hashtag it. Maybe it should be a different hashtag instead of Ask and Do. But guys, getting any suggestions? Because I'm coming up with this with all these Hallmark movies.
Hallmark diversity. No, that's
Hallmark
shady.
Indoob. Yes, because to keep it, branded Hallmark Indoob. So give me your Christmas movies. Hashtag Hallmark Indoob for your movies. We've got Santa Bay. We've got Christmas Boo. Santa Give Me a Man, I think.
Yes.
And for extra points, who would be
Kringle down the chimney.
Kringle down the chimney?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just for a little bit of a...
I got you.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. I'm with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so please, send those out. Checking. Oh yeah, we could definitely put our own out there too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'll read some of some favorites next episode because it is technically the Christmas season out, and I hate to say
Hallmark.
it, but yeah, since Hallmark goes just likes to steamroll over everything else. Like, I mean, forget about did Veterans Day happen yet?
No.
Or is that November?
That's in November.
Although they probably have like
I haven't seen any. Well, they have like Memorial Day. Well, I don't know. They have like July, Independence Day. But I haven't seen many. I don't think I've seen any. I'm sure they're out there, like veterans and military type stuff. I'm sure it's there. I just can't recall it.
Yeah, I want to call it the American History Channel, but it's American Heroes Channel. That's another one of my in the package that comes along with
really,
I think Hallmark and Science. Sure, they are now like the new History Channel for me because History Channel tends to show Pawn Stars like all the time.
Oh yeah, they're down that reality show craze.
Yeah. Like, where's my Modern Marvels? Where's my World War II, documentaries, the JFK conspiracies? Give me that. But no, you
like
want to show me
actual history. Yeah.
American Pickers, Ice Road Truckers. What? Okay. Let me calm down.
Do you feel pretty strongly about that, Sterling?
I do, because what does that have to do with history? What? Tell me.
That's a good point.
X-Men?
It doesn't. Yeah, I don't know.
What? I mean, we're going to talk about the tree and how long it's been there before you cut it down? Come on. No.
They don't, though. Like, if they did that, at least it would be historic, right?
Yeah, it's like, we should save this tree because this tree has been around for thousands of years.
The least they can do, and they don't even do that. Like, wasted opportunity. For real.
I mean, at least Mythbusters, they give us some science behind the thing that they're doing before they blow it up.
Sure. So
there's some educational value. Yeah.
I just thought of a title that can combine Veterans Day and Christmas.
Go for it.
A cadet comes home for Christmas.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, man. So now they can play it from like July through Christmas, and it would be appropriate, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
They need to hire you like pronto.
Listen, all I need to do is come up with titles. That's my whole job.
I think that's
you could play that for Memorial Day.
Come on.
You got it.
I can have all the holidays on lock. Let's do it, Hallmark.
Like 6 months of holidays right there. For real.
I got one for you. This one can go year round. And I even got a plot too, or at least a concept. But the Christmas president, and it's about a president that's in office, but he really loves Christmas, or he got not inaugurated, but maybe it starts off sad because maybe the current president, dies. He dies. He's not killed or assassinated. He just dies. So the next president comes in at Christmas. So then he becomes the Christmas president, and he's already all for Christmas, and he wants it to make it the happiest, jolliest Christmas ever.
So he's Santa as a president?
Yeah, I think that's what it should be. I think that he should also moonlight as Santa Claus.
Santa for president.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Santa for president, yes.
We're doing it. They need
especially
to hire
in
us
this.
pronto.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm about to get Hallmark on the line right now.
Because again, you got that during the whole Christmas season, then you got it for President's Day. So you got it, anytime there's a national holiday where we're celebrating the country.
Absolutely. Which is every day.
Yeah.
Apparently,
What's Santa do? So yeah.
Y'all are brilliant, okay? We need to trademark or copyright, whichever is the right term.
I mean, Hallmark calls.
All of it. Register.
Right. Everything.
Because you're gonna need like
Creative
30 more
Commons.
movies next year. So we got you. We got the titles. Hopefully we can get a little bit more diversity in there. So that
we
way
can cast them. We can totally
Yeah.
cast them. We're good at that. I know we are.
Yes.
We would be really good at that.
I'm
and we'll
with
have a
it.
Black Santa. We'll have a Black Santa finally. So there we go.
Finally.
And
finally. It's I'm on it.
hey.
Well, I guess that's a good time to wrap up there. Now that we got this idea, but again, if you have ideas, suggestions for more Hallmark Christmas and Thanksgiving, because I really don't want to steamroll Thanksgiving. That is the food holiday.
Wow.
That is the day that we are. I mean, food,
combine,
friends, family, but food mostly.
If someone can combine Thanksgiving and Christmas into a title, you won.
Oh yeah,
that would be a really good one.
They're only a few weeks apart. It shouldn't be that they don't have to be separate all the time.
That's true. That's true. See, my mind's already thinking. That's why
I know. Me too.
A little bit. Like the pilgrims come home for Christmas.
I'll remember to hashtag it.
Okay, cool. In the meantime, I mean, how can we find you, Ari? Like, what are you working on anything? What's going on?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. Ariel Jr. And coming back with some new things in the work for the Potluck Dinner podcast. So be on the lookout for that soon.
That's right. We didn't even talk about your podcast at all. Yeah. You are a fellow podcaster. Yes. I am so sorry about that. Yes,
no worries. And then I also have a blog at the Book Escort too, thebookescort.com, where I talk about books.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Very nice. And Kortney, what do you got? Where can we find you?
So you can find me on the Twitters at IamKHinton, where I tweet about everything from, I don't know, food to Stranger Things, the show, to sometimes politics, to just any kind of shenanigans that you can think of. Diversity, of course, writing, literature. You can also catch me over at vervehousecollective.com, or on the Twitters for Verve would be VerveHC, where that's both spaces, the website and the Twitters are for creatives, entrepreneurs, and intention seekers, and those who want to live life with intention. So you can find resources on both platforms. If you fall into either one of those categories, or you're somewhere on the spectrum, so check it out.
What about audacious people? Can you get in there too?
Yeah.
I was looking for that word.
I know, and it's been a long day. But yes, audacious creatives and entrepreneurs and intention seekers. Audacity is the spice of life. So there we are.
It is. And yeah, we did not talk about Stranger Things, but that's okay. I think we might have to do a special Stranger Things episode to kind of just discuss that. Ari, you got to get on that show. I'm telling you.
Man, you're missing out. Do it.
I will try. I watched the very first episode and was like, I don't know. But
was it nighttime?
I'll try again.
Was it nighttime? Because that could kind of throw you off if it's too dark, because it gets a little creepy.
It does.
I don't remember, but I'll try again with episode 2.
Please do. Please do. It's so good.
It is. It's like something I guess I'm now waiting for. Like, it's for me now, I think it might not be Halloween until a new season of Stranger Things is ready to go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
So, yeah. Whereas
some
other franchises are trying to take it back, and I'm like, why? Why are you back? I thought we were done with you. Talking to you, Jigsaw. But yeah.
Right. Go away.
Yeah. I've got feelings. But that does it for another episode of the Indoob. This Indoob episode. Follow me on all things at Indoob, and go to Indoob.com to find the Patreon to subscribe for more perks, because like I said, there's gonna be more stuff coming down. You can find my TeePublic store to get t-shirts, hoodies, and mugs, and more. There's pillows and tapestries. Yeah, those are new. So
sweet.
I want to check those out for anyone who might want a giant Good Morning Sheboygan tapestry. Not sure why you would, but hey, go for it. I know I didn't have any Sheboygan news, but I'll get you next episode. Yes, please rate, comment, share the pod on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you so much for supporting, listening, stopping by, and pressing play. Tell someone you value that you value them, and live for the folks you love. I've been your benevolent host, T. Sterling Watson. And for Kortney and Ari, remember, if the world didn't suck, we'd all fall off.
Indoob podcast was recorded on planet Earth and is an extension of the Indoob blog found at indoob.com. You can subscribe and find more episodes on iTunes and indoob.podbean.com. You can also follow Master Sterling on Twitter at Indoob. I am not allowed. This is Bilford signing off, and this has been another 3SFX production.
Use your words, Chief. Good boy.